Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
Hello? Hi.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Want a break from the ads?
Hello.
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here too much raining.
Hello, chat. Hello. I wasn't even gonna go live tonight, if I was gonna be honest. I was honestly just chilling on the couch, and I was booting up the old Xbox, and I was like, you know what? Let me just be cheeky and see if Forza Horizon's gonna be nice with me today and actually like work per se. Diva, she works. So, you know, adorable fluff. Honestly, this is like the fluffiest jacket that I own. And oh my god, she's so comfortable and so good. Like, it's keeping me warm. She is keeping me warm, even though I'd literally had the heater on for a little bit. I was like, I need to chuck a jumper on. I was laying on the couch, just like, you know, shirtless in footy shorts with the heater on. And I was like, you know what? This is a vibe. This is why I love summer. This is why I love summer. Because I can just lounge around, just like, you know, with no shirt and just chill and be comfy. But now I have to wear clothing because I said, you know what, we're streaming. So we're here, chat. How are we? We're doing well. We all doing good. We're all looking after ourselves. I hope we're good. We're going to play some OG Forza Horizon tonight, chat.
Hello.
I'm excited.
How are you doing?
I'm excited. I have not played OG Forza Horizon in such a long time. I'm just glad that I have access to this again somehow. No idea how, no idea why. I do own the game, but for some reason, Xbox 360 servers just didn't apparently like my account being active or some shit like that. So here we are, you know. Also, Max, thank you so much for redeeming First and Watcher. Thank you for your check-in as well. Also, Atomica, thank you for your check-in. Also, I see United. Forza 6? Not Forza 6 yet. Aww. Not Forza 6 yet. But soon, though. Soon. Hopefully. How are you, Atomica? It's good to see you. I got an Xbox update, so clearly something's coming soon or has come since I was last on a console. Yeah, since I was last on my console, like, there was an update. So, who knows? But I was like, you know what? This shit has got some sort of an update going on, and I somehow have access to Forza Horizon, like the 2012 Forza Horizon again. So we're going to take advantage of it and have some fun, obviously, which is great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. We're going to be listening to the vibes. Oh my God, we're going to be going back to like the old music of Forza Horizon, chat. Could also be the work that Asha has been working on back You know what? Maybe. You know what? That could be the case. Because OG Forza Horizon would say that it could not connect to the internet. It would say that it could not connect to the internet nor log into a 360 account. So, like, every time I tried to go on, it just would not have access. So maybe, who knows? But should we get into it? It's sitting right here, chat. It is sitting right here. It is literally sitting right here. It is sitting there. I have OG Forza Horizon 1 and 2 for me, Xbox 360 download. Downside, lost my controller for 360. What? Wait, you lost access? You lost your controllers? What the fuck? Really? How and why and who? Please send my love to Wei. Hope he gets better. Yes. I did say that they have a headache and everything as well. I'm hoping they're taking it easy, hydrating, waters, all that fun shit. Me messaging you and then seeing you alive. Yes, that is true. Connor, thank you for your check-in. Aiden, also thank you for your check-in. If United's still here, I have been non-stop listening to the Horizon Based Arena playlist that I imported to Apple Music. I have been non-stop listening to this and the Horizon Pulse. I have been non-stop listening to these two playlists for the past couple of days since, you know, I knew they came out. And I was like, you know what? There we go. There we go. But should we get into some OG Forza Horizon? Forza Horizon. I think we should. All right. Are we gonna delve into some nostalgia from childhood? I think we're gonna delve into some nostalgia from childhood, honestly. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Hello.
Hi, Nico. How are
Hi.
you? It also should be on iTunes. What? Wait. Oh, sent you song? Oh, okay. Yes, yes. This is what happened last time, and then it just froze for a little bit. Okay, there we go. So I am playing on my console that I have not played. I hardly ever play this Xbox One, chat. I hardly play this Xbox One S. So the way that this is working is surprising me right now. The way that this is working is just absolutely surprising me. Oh, come on, Dolby Digital. Dolby Digital! You know what? I might even hide the, Talking Hollow, chat. We might just hide the Talking Hollow for today. And we're just gonna have in-game music because, oh, the soundtrack. Barely anyone plays Xbox nowadays. I mean, I kind of do. I still have a whole lot of, like, old backlog games. I'm sad you missed Arrested Megala. Also love an old console moment. I do too, honestly. I kind of miss old games, not gonna lie. This song. This song! Ah! Stop it! Stop with the song! Are we going straight into an old save?
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay, we're going back from an old save. How do I hang on. We're gonna do this first. This is so loud. How do I potentially delete an old file and just start it from the start again? How do I do that? How do we do that, chat? Do we know how to delete old saves from it's compatibility? No. File info? No. How do we do that? Clear save data? That's what I've cleared the save data. Save data is deleted. Is there something about cloud save data somewhere, potentially? Is there cloud save data somewhere? I don't know. Interesting. If we're just gonna have to start from where we were before, because I want to start from the start. I want to start originally from the start, chat. You know what I mean? It just would make a lot of sense if we start from the beginning. Storage devices, network transfers off, games and apps, no. History, keep my games and apps up to date, no. Storage drives, no. Clear local saved games, no. I'm like quickly checking stuff, chat. I'm so sorry. We'll put this on in the meantime. Account system. Backup and transfer, no. Media remote, no. Storage devices. Remove it from the in-game 360 menu like you used to on the game. How do I do that? In-game 360 menu? How do I get the in-game 360 menu? How do I get all that? Click both start and click both start and select to pull. Start and select? Click both start and select. Okay. I will give that a try. No. Start and select. Oh. This will end your current session. Yes. Saved games. Forza Horizon. Delete. Yes. Okay. 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 Let's see if this works. You might just be a fucking genius. You might just be a fucking genius. I'm frozen on screen? No, I shouldn't be. Hello? I shouldn't be frozen on screen. I think I was just very... I think I was just very indirect. I think I was just very focused on everything that was happening. I shouldn't be frozen. Am I frozen, chat? Hello? Am I frozen?
Hello.
Are we frozen? No? Okay. Alright. Are we ready? I think we're working. I think we're working. I think we're working. Bless you, chat. Bless you. Bless you, chat. Alrighty. Now, are we ready for fucking Forza Horizon? Alright. There we go.
Hey girl, B-boy, superstar DJs. Here we go.
Oh, we're getting...
Hey girl, B-boy,
I'm so glad that you remember that.
DJs. Here we go. Hey girl, B-boy, superstar DJs. Here we go. Hey girl, B-boy.
So old school. I love it. Love it so much. Just such the old logo just surprises me. Proper way to introduce a racing game, right? Right. And then we get thrown into it. Oh, we get thrown into it. Oh my god, so loud. Oh my god, this track. I forgot this was the starting track. Excuse me. Oh my god.
Hey guys, you're listening to Horizon
I'm
Base
so
Arena
glad
with
that
me,
Forza
Scott
Horizon
Tyler,
6
on the
is like
first
starting
day
off
of
with
the
this kind of
Horizon
vibe
Festival.
again.
It's already a beautiful Colorado morning here with a forecast for high energy, scattered rhythms, and plenty of thundering engines. Hey, the word here is that the reigning champ Darius Flint will be arriving at Horizon today. So, if you're on the roads just now, then stay out of his way, kids. He does not
it's
play
A.
well with
Oh.
others. This is Horizon. Keep it here.
Then what? It's B. Ah! We gotta change this. Oh, okay. We gotta change these buttons, chat.
In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right.
My god.
right. Turn right.
I was right, people. Darius Flint really is approaching Horizon right now. And word is, he's already racing.
We gotta change these buttons when we finish
But
this.
hey, it doesn't matter who you
Also,
are.
is the
or
game
what you're
loud?
driving,
Do I need to
okay?
turn it down?
Bring your ride and bring your
Or are we
friends
okay?
and just get down here now, okay? It's day one of the greatest festival on earth, and we are gonna have some fun this year. Yes! And wait, before more music, we have got a very special guest here with a big announcement. It's CEO of Horizon, Alice Hart. Alice, how you doing?
Hey, Scott. How are you?
I'm great, I'm
No,
great.
it's Scotty
What have you got
Tyler.
for us, Alice?
Well, this is shaping up to be Horizon's biggest year yet. The Horizon Championship starts tomorrow morning, and I have places in the heats up for grabs to the next 10 cars who arrive at the Horizon entrance.
Oh, damn, girl, that is too cool. Hey, yo, if anyone out there is still on their way, you have got a chance to make it into the Horizon Heats. Come on!
So yes,
There goes the first place in the Heats. Still plenty up for grabs, though.
shitbox
Come on.
time, 100%.
There goes the second place in the Heats. Plenty more. Come on.
Is the game loud?
If you want one of these free places, then you better move. Go, go, go.
In 400 meters, keep
I
left.
know, right?
We got a stampede of people racing towards the festival here in all sorts of rides.
I'm screaming.
Come, guys.
Diva.
5 places left in the heats. Get moving. If you want to take part in the festival this year, you better get here fast.
In 400 meters, keep left. Keep left. In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
Period. 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 For this being a 2012 game as well, I'm actually quite impressed. Still got that yellow filter, you know, vibe.
Close the gate. Congratulations, you made the heats. That's an access sticker, a map, and a pass to the qualifier events. And this is so I can get in touch if I need to. You'll need to get your car checked out by a race engineer, Dax Stewart, over at the garage. I'm Alice Hart, by the way. Welcome to Horizon.
Very much so. Very much so, Watcher. Very much so.
Sometimes I get a good feeling.
Mr. Duck has problem with my car, I think.
Damn right. You need to swap out these fancy shocks for something a farmer would
They really
recognize,
went
or
above and beyond with
you
these
don't
cinematics.
Yes, Mr. Duck.
Yeah, the trouble with you kids these days is you try bending the rules before you learn the game. Hey, hey, hey. 95 VW Corrado. Used to own one myself. Of course, I looked after mine. Turn her over. Timing's off. On the bright side, this fine automobile shouldn't get you killed. Now that you pass. You'll need to come back and see me for performance upgrades to stay competitive. That's if you make it through the heats, of course.
Well then. Definitely perfected the graphics. Oh yeah.
Okay, kid. The heat
100%.
you're competing in is marked on your map. Set your GPS to it.
Alright, we'll do that.
Okay.
But I'm
Now
gonna
get over
change
there
these
and
buttons
do your ride
because
of justice.
doing A and
Your
X.
car radio was stuck on one channel. I gave it a whack, and you can now tune to all 3 Horizon radio stations. Enjoy.
So we're gonna quickly do that. Is it my profile? Yes. Controls. Gas brake. Okay. That should be better now. That is better. At any point, chat, if the game is too loud, let me know and we can fix some stuff.
You sign up for festival races at
Rather
trailers
than
like
30,
this.
so it should run
When you
smoother,
see one,
100%.
park outside it to register for the event.
You have arrived at your destination.
This is it, the Horizon Heat. You'll need to finish in the top 3 to qualify for your first wristband. Good luck.
Top 3. What music we're gonna get? We'll see. 2012 music still, like, to this day, just fucking bangs. So good.
If you want to switch off assists or increase the skill of your opponents, you can do so in the difficulty menu. And hey, you'll earn more money as a result.
Driving around in an S-Class? Yeah. Oh my god. Marion! Yes. Might be distracted? No, you're okay. You can watch that. I hope the game's good. Been seeing some good stuff about it.
Amazing. Your first event at Horizon and you've nailed it with a win.
Oh yes, of course. Oh, Oh. We're really
Yellow
getting the
events start tomorrow
throwbacks.
morning, but I've got a showcase event later that I want you to take part in. Get over to Red Rock. The crowd's waiting.
We really got the throwback tracks happening right now.
Great. See you there.
Don't change it. I want to listen to this. Yes.
Hey, you've just found a Horizon speed trap. We've
Yes.
placed these all over Colorado. Whenever you see one, drive past it as fast as you can. We'll save your fastest speed at each one.
So aggressive. Space Arena, right? Ooh. The driving AI in this game was so shit back in the day.
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at...
Showcase events are all about entertaining the crowds. But if you need an extra incentive, the sponsor will throw in the car if you win. Nice work if you can get it, huh?
Well,
Hey, what's up, guys? This is
we're gonna
Scott
do
from
it.
Serena here at Horizon Festival.
We're gonna
The
do it.
festival that gives you great music and great rides.
You and the pilot have to pass through the checkpoints in order and then race to the finish line. The plane has a much bigger turning circle than you, but in a straight line, it's faster. So this is going to be close.
Maybe so. But we'll get it. We'll get it. Oh. God, the handling of this is like, ooh, so not what I'm used to. Okay. Woo! Oh god, I didn't brake hard enough. Well, no dinner plate now. No dinner plate now, Chad. Kind of missed the handling? was definitely something. Oh, it's a wall hollow. That may have cost us? I don't know, maybe not. This may have cost us then. Oh, there we go. I mean, the handling's supposed to be obviously similar in Horizon 6,
You're
so...
officially faster than a plane. Can't say that about everybody, right?
Well, true.
I knew it. You just bagged a sweet new ride, and now you know why showcase events are invite only. Everyone wants to get their hands on one of those.
Well, yes. Is a challenge but rewarding? Yeah, 100%. Oh, I didn't want to get into it. Well...
Congratulations. You've made the grade for the Horizon Championship. Swing by Race Central and I'll give you your yellow wristband and talk you through the basics.
I need to find the OJ playlist for
See you
this
there.
and listen to it. Love that there's Skrillex in there.
I organize showcase events like that Mustang race for the fans, and I try to book the most popular drivers. If you want to get invited, increase your popularity.
We're not going to be playing it
by
at all
showing
tonight,
off your
Nico.
skills
I'm
as you
sorry.
drive. Maybe if you get more popular, I'll give you a call.
We're not going to be playing it tonight. Hi, Daxie. How are you, lovely? We're going to be playing OG Forza Horizon most of this night, so...
That's what I was talking about. Show
I
me
just
your
finished
skills.
work, I'm brain dead. So we're just going to be vibing. We're just going to be vibing for the rest of the night.
In 400 meters, turn left.
Vibing, slaying as always, as you should. Oh! Well...
Horizon Base Arena.
Another great track. Man, I love that.
That was one of Dak's discount signs. Smash them to get discounts on your upgrades at
Smash
Dak's Garage in the festival.
Smash
I'm kidding. This is Horizon Base Arena, and this is a tune that demands you get those pedals to the metal.
I hope work wasn't too bad today for you and Daxki. Oh, pile up, pile up, pile up. Oh, well.
You lost that skills chain.
Oh.
You don't win fans driving like that.
Well, Diva. Blue Monday. There's like some OG tracks in this that are like such a throwback. It's so good.
In 400 meters, turn left.
I thought this was your music? No, this is from the game. Dusky, this game is like from 2012.
In 400
This isn't my
meters,
music.
turn left.
This is the in-game music. Would you be shocked if I was listening to stuff like this?
Combos too. Nice driving.
Good tracks though, right?
In 200 meters, turn right.
Oh,
Turn
right.
right.
Falling to bed though. Why don't you,
400 meters, turn right.
why don't you make yourself a nice tea with a stream on whilst reading a book at the same time and relax. Relax and look after yourself. You know, you can have a nice chillaxing night. Oh, we're in the club.
This isn't a ticket for your TV antics. I think for one moment you're creating incidents for your show. I'll pull you from the championship quicker than you can
because
say
I have it?
series
Ah,
canceled.
true. Well, maybe you should.
Anything.
For real.
Maybe you should.
This is a one strike and you're out deal.
Okay, I get it. No dangerous ass clown behavior. I swear.
Oh, hi. You're the new guy. Here.
You're the
nice
new guy.
driving. You bagged the last slot. That wristband means you made the championship. There are 249 other drivers competing this year, and believe me, every one of them is more famous around here than you.
Crashed that one. It was awesome.
Darius, hi. Hold on a minute, will you? If you want to make a name for yourself at Horizon, it's all about how you drive. The crowds come to see spectacular racing, and I can always use a driver who has the crowd on his side. Darius,
Very much so.
what's wrong now?
Very much so. This game has so much plot to it. It is so fun.
A yellow wristband means you've made it to
I wish the other ones had more
If you
plot,
wanna become
like what
champion,
the OG did.
racing in the festival
But
events.
I
Win
think
them,
we are
and you'll
definitely
earn
getting
points.
that back in Horizon
Points will get
6,
you
so
new wristbands, and
which should be
ultimately,
good to see.
wristbands will
It
get
should
you
be
a
really
shot
good
at
to
the
see.
title. Oh, I'd love to see a new champion. So Horizon has given you some cash to get you started.
They've given
Good
us
luck.
cash. How much have you
Recaro
given
Run
us?
is an off-road event, so you'll need an
50
all-wheel
grand.
drive car. Let's go to the auto show and buy one.
Oh. Okay. Just takes us in straight away. Off-road car. We are gonna go the 2011 Subaru. In grey, Diva. Going in grey. The old save screens and everything. Oh! Oh!
At the paint shop.
Oh,
Or
the
just
song!
over to the event.
Old school dubstep. Oh. Oh, I'm gonna need more dancing emotes in this section of it. Well, we do have more slots for animated emotes, so if you guys have any emotes you want me to upload. You haven't competed this Forza? Oh, really? Show me now, show me a sign. Hi, Wei Wei. Hi, brother. How are you, lovely? I hope you're looking after yourself and relaxing.
Oh, hi.
Hi, brother. How are you? Thank you so much for your 50-month resub and your fucking 90 stream streak. How are you? I hope you're looking after yourself. I see you have a headache. I got my Forza Horizon original game to work and I said, you know what? I'm streaming this game and we're vibing. Not go away. Wow, Indaxi. Wow. Wow. I can get a GIF of Slater dancing, period. Do it. Do it. We will upload it. We will upload it. Oh my god. Stretch. Stretch. My back. Yes. Oh, that feels great. Oh my god. But yes, do it, please. I hope you're having a good restful night, Way. Looking after yourself. You're looking for dance emotes? Oh my god.
Right.
I mean, I barely stream. Oh my god. Pretty sure I can just unmod it. Yeah, I think you can, actually. I think you can. I think you can unmod, unVIP. I think you can do everything. I mean, you technically have editor as well. I'm big chilling on the lounge in dark. Why in the dark?
What you got, Dan? Hi, Dan Hagland, Horizon Horizon reporter here with Ramona Cravache.
Find
Ramona,
out.
what have you heard about Horizon's mystery driver?
You mean the new kid? I
Oh,
don't know.
why are they
I mean,
talking
I hear
about
he's
us?
cute, but I doubt he's special.
So he's no threat to someone like you?
Dan, he's just a pup fighting in a dog's world. Might as well roll over right now. I hope you
Headache,
listen
yeah,
to
I
this
saw
kid.
your Discord.
Ramona,
I saw your
you
Discord.
sure sound mentally prepared, but
They're
how
talking about
physically?
us.
That was
Not them
quite a
talk about
moment in
pup.
the Dakar this year when your car hit that llama.
Yeah, it was pretty heavy. But listen, nothing's broken, just a lot of bruising. You know what, Dan? We got the car going again and we finished the stage. That's
Been
right,
carrying
people.
40.
That's what this kid is up against.
And any word on the llama?
On the llama.
Doing?
Okay, you gotta let it go, Dan. The llama's dead. I'm heading off now.
Right. Back to the studio.
This game is PG, by the way.
Pretty mean
This game is
competitors, even at this
PG,
level.
by the way.
Ramona Cravache is the girl.
The
to
lava
beat.
is dead. The lava is dead, apparently. Oh, they're just playing it back again. Okay, I was like, huh, okay. After I got you a chicken diner? It's a chicken diner? I think you got them a chicken dinner, not a chicken diner, my doll. Oh, are we getting more throwback songs?
Hey, newbie, keep those pretty eyes open. You might learn something.
Oh, wait. Oh. Oh. So loud. I'm not too familiar with this one. Not the Fortnite. Not the charcoal chicken, please. Hi, Andrew. How are you? Hang on, what? What are we on? Oh, of course.
You're
On
starting
call.
to get noticed around here. Keep it up, and I might have some more work for you.
Oh my god, this handling. If we can just get in front of... How are you, Andrew? Hope you're doing well. Exactly how you going. Yeah, but why are you in the dogway? Have you got blankets? You rugged up, comfy, cozy on the couch? Are we comfy, cozy on the couch tonight?
You're listening to Horizon Base Arena.
Thank you, radio stations. Oh my god, scuba? Oh god. Got scuba up in this bitch. Tom and Dad, live. How's it going? Yeah, we're not too bad, not too bad. We got OG Forza Horizon working, the 2012 edition for the Xbox 360. So somehow, you know, an update on Xbox decided for it to work. So here we are, you know, here we are. I was like sitting on the couch, just, you know, in front of the heater, just in footy shorts, just vibing, chilling on the couch. Next minute, I was like, oh, let's see if this works. Yeah, we're here. We decided just to come on, stream, vibe, have a good time, play some OG Forza Horizon, and chill with you all. So, you know, at least you can carry him 40. You did what on stream? I did nothing. Oh. No, I didn't on stream. stream. I mean, like, I came on stream. I'm gonna stop. I know where this is going. I know where this is going.
At your destination.
I know where this is going. On the ground. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Phoenix. Thank you for your check-ins, you two. Hope you all are doing well. US cars only. Wait, is this on-road or off-road? Oh, it's not eligible. I can't enter. Okay, thank you. This car's not eligible. You cannot enter. Thank you. So we have to drive a different car whilst they get to drive the same car? Make that make sense. Oh my god. The songs in this are throwing me back. Songs in this are throwing me back. Oh my god, the GoPro promotions and stuff in this. The Adidas promotions and Rockstar promotions in this? Fucking hell. The Gillette promotions in this? Thank you for the God, they had all the bloody company, all the companies in here. Oh my god. Andrew. I got love that keeps me waiting. I'm a lonely boy. I got love that keeps me waiting. Jesus Christ. Oh, they're coming. They're coming, Diva. They're coming. They're coming quick. Oh, we still came first place.
Like from Grindr?
We're not coming from Grindr. We are for Grindr, you know? We crank it for Grindr. No. We'll stay in this car. I thought this was glamorous for a second. Oh my god. Hot mess. But we're just going to be vibing tonight, chat. We're just going to be going through Horizon. Just going to be playing some Forza Horizon and chilling, chatting, vibing. I was just going to be playing this on the couch tonight, but I said, you know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We'll be comfy cozy together. We'll be comfy cozy together.
You earned your first sponsor bonus. Show off your skills around Colorado, and Horizon sponsors will pay you big money. Nice, huh?
Oh. Sure. We'll go there.
Getting noticed. Keep it up, and you can get a slot in the green wristband event.
Come on, Oakley. Free money. Free money, 100%. 100% baby, yes. That was going to be a good song. That was actually going to be a good drop, actually. Okay. We'll do this then, that's fine.
To race for fun. Well, it's time to stop smiling. Here's where we start the serious driving.
Cute. Oh. She getting serious, Steva? Okay. So weird. Arctic Monkeys, crazy. Sure, why not? Why not? Mine. Shit. Fucking shit. Okay, whatever. Oh! Not us getting rear-ended. Please, no. Hi guys, how are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much for your check-in, lovely.
Hello, how are you? I am
How we
under
go?
the water. Please help me. Here's
And
too
we're
much
on our
reading.
green wristband.
I've
Yes!
got a green wristband waiting for
Green
you.
wristband!
See you there.
Period. Finally, the color that we desire. The song. Stop it.
I don't lose to first
Stop
timers.
it.
You got the wristband, but you won't beat me one-on-one.
Oh.
I'll stake my car on it. Come find me if you're man enough.
Okay, we'll come find you, Diva. We're coming. We're coming, Diva. We're coming.
Safe to do so.
Oh, Porter Robinson.
In 200 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
OG Porter. Oh, without even realizing. Such good try. Alright, what should we take? I think we'll take the... We'll take this. We'll take this. That should be fine. Honestly, what? OG Porter? Oh god. Alright. Why weren't we going? One Horizon Pulse. We'll listen to some Nero, why not? Diva's sending it. Sure, Jen. Sure, Jen. I just gotta make sure I don't crash into things. Because I have a habit of doing that in games like this.
Great driving. You've hit
Thank
240th
you.
in the popularity rankings.
Thank you. Oh. Oh, they're coming up behind us, Diva. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. But I remember playing this on Tap Tap Revenge back in the day. I wonder who remembers bloody Tap Tap Revenge.
I guess this is yours now. You're better than I thought.
Yeah, we take your car. Yep. We take your car, Diva. So sorry. You now don't own it anymore. You now don't own it anymore.
Hey, what's up? Your wristband is still waiting at Race Central. Come pick it up.
Oh, we're picking it up. We're coming. We're coming. We're coming. What are we thinking thus far, chat? Oh?
Once you've discovered an outpost, you can fast travel back to it from anywhere.
Period.
All for a price. Just select the
for a
outpost
price?
you want
Sure.
from your map, pay the fee, and then we do all the hard work to make sure you're placed just outside it.
Want a break from the ads?
In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left. In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left. In 200 meters, turn right. Turn right.
What's a few less signs, you know?
In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right.
Across here.
Turn right.
Congratulations, a green wristband? This opens
Green.
up a lot of new events for you. You're moving up in the world.
Green. Yeah, it's green. Thank you. Period. What's this? A sprint? No, that's alright. I think we might need to do some upgrades, maybe. We'll see. Actually, we'll see how we go with these.
Ali Howard, if you're out there, qualification for the green wristband events just ended. Some hungry new talent joining you at this level, Ali, so watch out.
Green wristband events are tough. You've done well to make it this far.
Oh.
Keep an eye on Ali Howard. I reckon he's the guy to beat if you want to progress.
Okay, bet.
The officials won't let you into this event unless you select a different car.
Oh. Oh, so we do need to do some upgrades. Alright, let's do some upgrades. Do some upgrades, that's fine. I'm sure we can do some stuff to this one. At least, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hey, kid.
Let's see. Auto upgrade. We need to go B, right? Do we need to go B or do we need to go A? What do we... I think it's B, right? We need to go B? I think it's B. We'll do it anyway. Okay. It was A? It was A? It was A. Let's spend more money. I don't know. Alright. We'll see what it is. We'll see what it is properly. I thought it was B, but...
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
You're not allowed to enter that car into this event.
Oh, it's
you
this
need to select
car.
another.
Okay, so I can't do this car. Well then... So we've just upgraded a car that we didn't need to upgrade. That's great. Okay. Well now Subaru's, you know, high level.
That car isn't eligible for this event. Select another one from your garage.
We'll do the Volkswagen. Fuck it. We'll do the Volkswagen. I'm okay with that. I'm so okay with that. Ba, 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 ba. I just love that they kept, like, that there's just Avicii in this.
I'll be looking in my mirror for you, yo. That's if you can stay close.
The old loading screens and everything. Oh. Gonna get ready for sleep. He's all good, Inducty. You have good sleep. Make sure to have a look. Ooh, we need to... Okay, sandwich, stop both of you. Hey, let's go. Hi, Macca. How are you, lovely? Not much, Macca. How about you? Period. Got a new TV cabinet today. Ready for a new TV that's been sitting in my house for a while. Ooh. How big? May I ask that question? May I ask that question? How big we talking? How big the TV
I like
be?
your style, yo. You
Ooh.
got something.
Yeah?
Listen up. I got a thing going over at the lot in Carson. You know it? Drop by sometime and we'll see how you drive when there's more than points at stake. You know what I'm saying?
Did their dialogue cut off?
Between us, okay? Keep it that way.
Their dialogue cut off, or was that intentional? I'm trying to think, was that dialogue intentionally cut off, or... Come on, around 100 inch.
In 200 meters, turn left.
Love to see it, love to see it. Phoenix, how'd you go with setting up your new PC yesterday, by the way? Is it all set up, ready to go? Oh, okay. Sure, yeah. Okay. That's happening.
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived.
I'm pleased to say you've dealt with the opening races like a real pro. Keep it up, huh?
Sure. Thank you.
You'll find it hard in that car. I think you should upgrade it before you enter the
Sure,
event.
let's do that. Yeah. let's actually do that. Sure, upgrade. Spend more money. Spend more money, Diva. Let's do it.
As an underground speed demon, what's the attraction of Horizon?
Oh, what?
Hey, you ever driven 150 down Rhode Island Avenue at night with no lights on? I didn't think so.
I don't know if that's something to flex about, Diva. Mostly done. One thing to get my files transferred. Period. So much vibration, oh my god. Oh. We just need to get in front of Howard and we'll be great, chat. We're gonna get in. Finding it to be a little difficult, but that's okay. What a
enjoying
vibe.
yourself. Never lose sight of that.
100%. I'm feeling the nostalgia, darling. I'm feeling the nostalgia. The child in me is very much excited right now. Oh, we have more. Okay. It's a lab. That's a lab. That's a lab. Do we have another sprint? Oh, we're gonna have to drive further. Okay. Well, do I have to? Do I want to have to drive further? Let's do the closer ones first, and then we can go to it. Cause I'm not gonna. Wait, I can fast travel anywhere. Can I? Can I just fast travel anywhere? Oh, cause I have a 1,000 club. Oh, it's not available. Oh. Wait, but I have. I have that. Interesting. Okay. Well, that sounded good. What sounded good? What was that? That's good though, Phoenix, that most of it's pretty much sorted. Just gotta transfer some files, so it's good. Need to play this game again. Alpha Wolf, when I saw that this was working on my Xbox, I had to jump on and start playing. I just had to jump on and start playing, honestly. It's kind of good that it's that it started working again, because just in time for Horizon 6, right? Just in time for Horizon 6, right? Valid reason. Hey, how are you? Hope you're doing well, lovely.
Your car isn't eligible for this event.
Of course it's not.
You're gonna struggle in that car. I'd recommend some upgrades before you enter.
Sure, spend more money. Oh my god, Twitter feed. Twitter feed. Twitter feed. Diva.
Hey, champ, you got a moment for the fan?
Twitter feed. Crazy.
Don't be blue when I beat you, yo.
Oh.
It's something you get used to.
Okay, come on, rhyming. We're driving the big beast today. Knock him out. Ooh! Maybe not. This seems faster than normal. Jesus Christ. It seems like I've got this game on 2 times speed, but I don't. Holy fuck. Yeah, VA power, right? Fucking wild. At least I was on the tail end, that's fine. This car does not like to brake, Diva. This car do not like to brake. She says, I'm gonna keep going. Back to our 61k. Love to see him. Ah, no. We're not going to stay in that car, please. I was about to get excited thinking this was a different song. No, it's just Skrillex again. Just cinema. Just cinema.
You know what to do. Get over there.
Nah, we should be good, but thank you, though. Let's see.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Thank you, Anna. I can't feel my limbs, they're freezing. Have you got a jumper track pants? But you need a heater. I bring my heater to you. Hello, Salty, my doll. How are you? You looking after yourself, lovely? I hope you've been looking after yourself.
In 400 meters, turn left.
Got home from work, checking exhausted. You might have to have a really nice warm shower or bath. Actually, bath would sound amazing. I would have a bath if I could fit in my bath. I could not fit in any bath. It's a bit upsetting. It's a bit upsetting that I can't fit into a bath. Being a 6'5" bitch, but you know. Just dig me a pit in the backyard. Fill some hot water in it. I'll be very content. What is happening? Sure, yeah. Especially with another 7 hours tomorrow if I'm gonna die, honestly. Definitely. Run yourself a bath. Run yourself a nice hot bath. Have a soap. Have some really nice, like, calm, relaxing music. D&B. Like, vibe out, you know? Can't fit in baths, they're impossible to use. You're 5'4" and you still can't fit into a bath either?
In 400 meters.
See, I just don't fit into a bath. Period. I would love to have a bath, but bitch, my 6'5" ass ain't gonna fit in any of that.
You can't enter this event in that car.
I can't enter this event in this car. You need to upgrade this car. You cannot enter this event in this car. Fucking, what do you want me to do, Diva? What the fuck do you want me to do? What the fuck do you want me to do? I can't help you. I can't help myself.
There are two kinds of drivers in this wonderful world. Me and everyone else.
Okay. Everyone else? So when I beat your ass for like the 5th time? Oh! Maybe we'll have a good start. Fire Pop, hello, darling. Bork, Bork! Fuck! Borg Borg, how are you? Howdy, handsome papa. Hello, gorgeous Poopa. How are you, doggo? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, lovely. What's the vibe? What's the tea? Wah wah wah. So when I meet Howie, Chad, what are we gonna do? We just overtook Howie. What are we gonna do? Maybe using bus requires some hidden technique. Yeah, just fold myself up like what I do in a suitcase. Just fold myself up completely, tear my limbs off, and just, you know, pop them under the water. I think we'll try that next time, yeah? I think we'll try that next time. Puppy's good. I'm glad. We give head pats for the good boy. Head pats and belly rubs. I'm getting sandwiched up in this bitch. I need to change that. There we go. What is this? Oh my god, Santa Gold. Jesus Christ. I haven't heard this in a hot minute. Fucking hell. Heard of boys noise music? And what do you think? Have I heard of boys noise? I don't think I'm familiar. Typical NPC thinks they the best, but not even in top 3. No, they weren't even in top 3, were they? Yeah, they were never in top 3. Yeah. Wild behavior. US muscle mash. It's what I like to see when it's you know, guys at the gym just like, you know, brawling each other. Just that's the muscle mash that I like to see. That'd be the muscle mash I'd like to see one day. Doesn't even have to be US, can be Australian. But big hot muscle, instead of sweaty, musky men in jockstraps. I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. Or even wrestling somewhere, I'd be okay with that as well. You know? That wakes me up. Hello. We're gonna go this way. Sorry, that was a very weird conversation. That was an in-court thought. What's wrong? What's wrong, Alpha? Okay, we just ran into Shrek's home. Sure. Hmm. 6'5".
You gonna enter in that? Don't you want to
Yes.
upgrade it first?
We'll upgrade it, Diva. Calm down. We're gonna upgrade it. The girl thinks that we're not going to be upgrading our vehicles. Oh.
Playing the best there
Dumb
is.
bitch.
Later, I'm gonna give you some Hawaiian.
She's gonna be giving us some Hawaiian.
This kind of drive, this
Come
is
on,
just
Hawaiian.
practice for the real scene, and they don't put that on the TV.
Can you stop rhyming, Diva? Oh my god, passion pit. Holy shit. swing. I know, right? Hello there, right? I know, right, Salty? Ah! This game has got like full on like Nero through this. Nero, whatever. I can't remember how to pronounce properly. I can't see the walls because it's so bloody dark. Post high school days, right? This game did come out in 2012. This thing's good on the accelerating. Shit with the turning right now. Oh my god, they're sending it. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I was 13 when this game came out. I was 13 when this game came out. Blue wristband, Diva. Blue wristband. We love to see it. We love to see it. Back bumper was just extra weight, that part, exactly. Like before I got into Monster Cat days. Yeah.
You beat me in the championships, bro. But that ain't no true test of skill. Let's see who's really the best. Out on the streets. I'll be waiting.
Oh, you'll be waiting, Diva? You'll be waiting? Yeah. You're gonna be waiting? Where are we? We're all the way out in the middle of bumfuck whoop whoop. We're gonna come over here. We're gonna go back this way. Oh. Yeah. It be the blue dirt. It's the blue cute dirt. Light up the sky above. Rar, rar, rar. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, this game just brings back so much fucking nostalgia, bro. This game brings back so much fucking nostalgia. So sorry. Oh, well.
You've just found the Horizon Speed Zone.
Look at those old textures. Holy
and they're
shit.
just like the speed trap I showed you earlier. But the difference
Right.
here is that your average speed is measured from start to finish.
Right. Well.
Horizon Base Arena.
Yes, sir. Things are hotting up. The final slots for the Blue Wristband events have been
That was
claimed.
amazing.
Qualifiers will be racing TV idiot and talking crash test dummy Duke McGuire for a spot in the pace. Every reason to watch those races from a distance.
Oh my.
Right?
This game. This game. Oh.
Awesome. You really nailed that speed zone.
Oh, thank you so much. I couldn't tell if that was sarcasm or not, Diva. Ah! Well. Oh my god, the texture's loading in. Trying to load in. Just the minimal grass, the orange overlay of this game. It's definitely giving old, like, TV style, like, film. Everything's just so orange.
100 meters, turn right.
Everything is just so orange. Turn right, yes. The red is just not red, it's pink.
In 400 meters, turn right. Turn right. In 100 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived.
Thank you.
The officials won't let you into this event unless you select a different.
Of course you won't.
I know you're confident, but come on. Get some upgrades on your ride if you don't want to struggle at the back of the pack.
What people should be telling me when I need to do leg day so I don't look like a chicken. With a big back.
I like you. Honest, I do. But that don't hold no traction on the road, yo. I'm gonna treat you like any other scrub.
And I'm just gonna treat you like Oh! Oh! Oh my god, move out of my way. Post Malone? It's Bill. Oh. Oh, we did that. No! Don't you mean the gay? And the gay be me? Jennifer Coolidge just behind me, like, please, the gay! They're trying to murder me! Whilst we're just, you know, rally driving. Almost sensational, darling. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. How are you, Delta? Hope you're doing well, lovely. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. The 9 to 5. How's it going? We're going good. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm having a really good vibe with this, not gonna lie.
You ready to move up a tier?
Hydrate,
I'll be away central. Drop by to pick up your blue wristband.
Thank you for the hydrate, Apples. I don't know why I sighed so much like that. That was not intentional. I have a little bit left of my monster. We will. You know what? Should we go do this and then I'll go make myself a coffee? I think we should do that.
Turn around.
I think we should do that.
To do so.
Do I have this set up in here? This. wrong screen. I think this is set up in here properly. I think. We're gonna see if this is set up, chat. Give me like 2 seconds. Let's see. She is, but where is the preview? Where is the preview? You know what? That's just gonna have to go there. Come on, cinematic view. We'll drive there. Let's do it. One of the radio stations has pumped up the jam. I believe it does. Yes. Yes, I believe so. Oh, this is the vibe.
Turn right.
This is the vibe. Ooh, truck! Oh, fuck!
In 400 meters, turn left.
Jesus Christ. Hi, welcome sign. Bye, welcome sign. In your opinion, what's a good teen car, or rather first car? Depends on what you're going to be technically using the car for, and like if it's going to be primary to go like to and from school.
Things are hotting up. The final slots for the blue wristband events have been claimed. Qualifiers will be racing TV Idiot and Talking Crash Test.
I would pretty much say, whoops. Oh, asking for your brother. Oh, okay. Okay. First question, a Kia Rio. Oh my god. Look, I would say technically an old car. I would go secondhand if possible. I wouldn't go first hand from like a dealership or anything. I'd definitely go secondhand 100%. Depends on how much travel. Point A to B. Okay. I'd say probably something from like 2013 onwards, I would say, at this point. Any hatchback, I would say too. That's just me. I still have my first car from when I first started learning and stuff as well. So, $500 beta, not the $500 beta, please. You want it to at least survive. You want to at least survive on the road and not pay so much excess on the insurance on that. You don't want to pay too much insurance. Look, I already paid too much insurance on mine, and mine's a 2006 Mazda 3 Sport, so, you know. I suck at driving a Kia Rio. I can't even remember what a Kia Rio looks like. I can't even remember what one looks like, to be honest. Oh, it's a hatch. What model Kia Rio though? Like what year? What year are we saying? Alright, well before we do this chat, I want to go make a coffee. Will y'all allow me to go make a coffee before we do this? This budget is definitely private party. I was looking into a 10 to 12 Lexus. 04 to 08 Corolla. Not a Corolla. Civics wouldn't be too bad as well, depending on... I would see as well about if you're able to get replacement parts. I'm sure you can get replacement parts and stuff if needed. If the car needs it, obviously. But I would probably... I'd maybe even the Lexus. I'd say even the Lexus. Not Alexa! I didn't ask for you. Kia Rio I'm driving is 2016 model. See, y'all are driving fairly new cars to what I'm driving. I love that for y'all. Alright, I'm gonna quickly go make a coffee. Go grab yourself some water. Go grab yourself some food. Go take your meds, all that fun shit. And chat, we will be back momentarily. I need my glass! Fuck! Glass. 7. I need to finish off this window. I need to finish off this window and build a roof ASAP. I am scared. We do. Oh. Boss ate that up. Boss did eat that. I'm going a different way. Bye, bitch. I fucked up. I fucked up, chat. Alright. Go this way. We're gonna finesse it. We're gonna finesse it. We're doing this. Fun time. It's gonna be good. Thank you, Tino, for the shout out for Llama. Make sure that you're following this bitch. Make sure that you're following this bitch. I don't know, me and Mana were playing and they were sharing their screen all of a sudden. Joey said, I got the furry game. We didn't even influence. They just were like, sure, I'll get it. Looks interesting. Secretly, you know, furry. Don't tell Joey I said that. Has it not clicked? Would it be the Ferality Gateway? Would it be the Ferality Gateway? Let's have a look. We'll have a look, chat. Let's have a look. Lurk, love, loads, Chastity. Enjoy the loads, Bessie. Enjoy the loads. I hate that I said that like that. I hate that I said that like that. That is wild. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen, yeah?
La 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 da da do la 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 la.
Ah!
Washing machine.
Game time. What we're not going to do is play the fucking top 10 UK song again. Jesus Christ, yo, TTS, it's gonna
da da do la 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 da da do la 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 da da do la la la. Hello, it's a
Did not know how apologies, that's okay. Do any of the other mods know how to fucking pause redeems? Do any of the mods know how to pause redeems? Pause redeems? I can't think I need an editor for that. Oh my god, I can't do this one. I can't do this one. I'm gonna have to... There we go. I'm glad that I'm close to my fucking... So correct. Alright. Girl. Kick me.
Hiya!
He did it! What the fuck?
Oh my god. About Jennifer Coolidge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course. You know, getting a good look at you, Disco, you actually kind of look like Jennifer Coolidge. Really? No one's ever said that to me before. It might.
We're back, chat. Yeah, we're back. We're back. How we going? Okay, we can stop clapping now. Alright, let's get into this shit. 7-3 Subaru. Subi Mumu. Gonna have a Subi Mumu. Excuse me. Alright. We ready for this? Let's see how we go. Ooh. Of course we have to bring DJ Fresh back into this. Sure, they also did it too. Why not? Oh, fuck. Well, we're okay with that. Just clenched my asshole a little bit, but that's okay. Hi, Benji. I'll do your check-in in a little bit, lovely. How we go? How was the premiere? Hope the premiere went well. That was a vibe. Hey people, I'm looking into getting an agent.
I can't believe I lost my slip, yo. Easy come, easy go. Treat her right, huh?
I love that. Yes, that sounds so good. That sounds so good.
Hey, what's up? Your wristband is still waiting at Race Central.
We are going to grab it, Diva. Just shush. You know what?
Shut your fucking mouth!
Give me a second. We're gonna drive their car out of pity now, chat. Gonna drive their car in pity now.
I'm hearing there's a barn find over by Finley Dam. safety area is marked on your map.
This is more important.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
This is more important. This is more important first. Our first barn find, chat. Our first barn find, we gotta sniff it out. This car is so loud. Sorry, Stevens. In the middle? Yeah, that's what I was thinking it would be. When this game first meant open world, not truly open world, more so bound to the road. Bound to the road open world.
400 meters, turn right.
You're not allowed to go on that grass over there. That's like the light. You can't go towards the light.
Turn right.
You just can't go towards it. Oh my god, it's so far away.
Hey, it's Alice. If you want to earn some more cash, you can challenge other festival drivers to races when you meet them out on the road. Just pull up behind them to issue a challenge.
Yo, what's up? You're back
Oh,
with me,
of course
Scott,
we do
at the
that.
Base Arena, where the music just keeps getting better. Now,
We're
you
about
know
to get
we've got our
taken out.
noses in the air for the scent of classic Beamers. I'm hearing serious rumors of one hidden up near Finley Dam. So if you're done dancing, get hunting.
Oh, we're hunting, Diva. We're already going. Forza allowed us to drive through the entire map. Made things better. Oh, 100% it did. 100% it did. So... It was saying, like, here, but, like, how do we get to that? Do we need to go up here?
Turn around when it is safe to do so. In 100 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived at your destination.
We'll take a drive around. How's that boat handling? The boat is interesting. The boat's actually not too bad. Surprisingly, in this game, it's actually not too bad. Which is a bit glidey, but... How do we get to it?
Want a break from the ads?
See the invisible walls, chat? The invisible walls. But it is around here. There it is. There it is. There it is.
You don't see many of these. One of the rarest BMWs ever produced, the M1. And boy, is she a looker. Give me some time, and she'll look like she just rolled out of the showroom.
(1981) BMW M1. Alright, blue wristband, chat.
Well done. This blue wristband means
Finally.
You're really
Also,
proving
Benji,
yourself
thank you
as
for
the
your
best
check-in, by the way, lovely.
Keep going.
If y'all haven't checked in, and y'all want your clicks, one more long. The aggressive screen shake. Fuck me. New car required? Bet. Let's do it. S rank already. S rank already. What's S rank already? Wild. Apple, thank you so much for your check-in, lovely. Appreciate it. No clicks for you. I'm immune to the clicks, but it will affect like 95% of your chat.
You've done well to get here, but this might be as far as you go this year.
Well then. Well then. Maybe so. We don't have enough money. Diva, we don't have money for this. We don't have the money for this. We do not have the money, Lima fucking Maloo. What the fuck?
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi.
Lee?
Hello, how are you? I am under the water. Please help me. Here to
Raiden! Hello! Lee, you're finishing early tonight. Jesus Christ. Welcome in, Raiders. How are we going? Get Raiden, bitch!
I am under the water. Please help me. Here to
How are you? Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Paolo. I'm Sydney Australia's Tongue Furry Puppet DJ here on the Saturday Internet, part of Team Ferocious and part of the Twitch Pride Guild alongside Lee Motherfucking Maloo. How are we going? I'm turning this down. How are we going, chat? Tonight we're playing some OG Forza Horizon before Horizon 6 comes out in less than 2 weeks. So we're playing the OG 2012 Xbox 360 version of Forza Horizon tonight. So we're vibing. We got the game working randomly. So I said, you know what? We're doing it. How was Little Nightmares? I saw you playing a little bit. It seemed short. Was it short? Have you played it before? Also, Margot, hello. Alex, hello. Darian, hello, my love. How are you? Also, Buzo, hello. How are you? You know what? Cranker Diva. Dak, how are you, gorgeous? But how was it? Did you have fun? Did you have nightmares? Did you get scared a little bit? Also, Liam Raiders, if you need a raid and run, I completely understand. You need to go eat, drink, shower, sleep, shit, piss, whatever the fuck you gotta do, because that's what we say over here. Please go look after yourselves. After stream care is important. But if you want to stick around and vibe out, you're more than welcome to. I'm more than happy to lurk. More than happy to, you know, chat, listen to some old 2012 music with us and vibe out. I am now in charge of less life decisions. You know what? I'm proud of you, Dak. I'm very, very proud of you. I'm very, very proud of you. So well, thank you. I have food on the way, so I'm set and ready to be entertained. Oh, you're going to be... The driving in this is going to be interesting. Petey coming in with expectations. I will bring it. I'll bring it. And I'll bring the loaded gun as well if we need to. I heard that missed. But yes. No, it's good to see. It's good to see. It's good to see. But yeah, we're playing OG Forza Horizon Xbox 360 edition from 2012. So it's going to be fun. Who packing? I don't know. I don't know. Also, I don't think I have enough money for this car. So this is going to be interesting to see. Unable to retrieve tokens. Please try again later. Oh. Do I have enough money for this Lotus? Do I have enough money for this Lotus? In orange, maybe. I do not have enough money. I think we're gonna have to... Wait, how much money do I have? How much money do we have in this?
You know, you're looking like a contender for the next wristband.
Well, yeah, but I'm also broke as well. We only have 32 grand. Okay, we're gonna have to do some other new car required for this as well. Diva, streamer realizes car costs money. Live on Twitch. You know what?
Shut your fucking mouth!
Maybe so. So, do I need a new car for this as well? No, we don't. Okay, good. All right, we can actually do this. Damn Harlow? No, I'm sorry. That was a bit too much.
Thank you so much.
That was a bit too much. I'm so sorry. All right, we're gonna drive to this new destination. That's not what I wanted to do. It was more money than some people have IRL. I mean, yeah. Yeah, my in-game character has more money than... Yeah, it's a bit wild. It's a bit wild. Life is very expensive. Life be very expensive right now. It's a bit wild. It's a bit wild. But everyone be like, buy these upgrades. By the way, you're not going to win what you... Yeah, exactly. Literally, I've been told the whole entire time that, like, I needed to upgrade the car. I need to upgrade the car. I cannot compete without these upgrades. You are not going to drive in these situations. Upgrade your car. And I'm just like, you know what? Spend my money. Fuck it. Why not? Oh my god, Radio Sart. Thank you for your check-in. How are you going? How are you, lovely? Oh!
Turn right.
Okay, the front of someone's car just went flying. Okay, we love that. Thank you, Game Mechanics. Thank you, Game Mechanics. Vanilla, did you have fun? I hope you had fun this stream. And I appreciate the raid as always. How you doing? We're doing good. We're doing good. We're vibing. We're chilling. It was real nice, yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad. What's on for the rest of the night? Are you rivaling? Are you overwatching? Are you eating? Are you serving? I mean, you're always serving, but you're going to be eating and serving at the same time. I'll be cracking over another Red Bull, for instance, like... What's the tea? Chilling and trying to stay warm. I feel that. I feel that. Do you want my fluffy jumper? I can give you my fluffy jumper if you want it. It is very fluffy, actually. It's very insulated on the inside. Red Bull at midnight in your mid-30s is wild. Well, in my mid-20s, we've already had 2 Red Bulls today and a coffee. And before gym, I'm going to have a pre-workout, so...
You're not allowed to enter that car into this event. You need to select...
Harlow's just offering to take off his jumper for me. Wow. What? Is that wrong for me to do? Is that wrong for me to do, Lima Lou? Is that wrong for me to do? I'm not allowed to offer something? Crazy. Crazy. I'm being nice and considerate. The little shit off your back, how generous. Actually, that's too much clapping. That's better. That's better. Actually, no, even the one person clap is probably enough. No, actually, that sounds bad. We're not going to do that.
I just love this moment. Adrenaline is my drug of choice.
This is a PG game. This is a PG game.
Such a good boy.
Thank you for the good boy. Oh my god! Oh my god! We're turning this up. We're turning this up, chat. Oh my god. This is such a throwback in this game. Holy shit. Holy shit. Maguire, move out my way. I was obsessed with this back in the day too. Who are you, Diva? Okay. Yeah, this game has got a lot of this game has got a lot of throwback songs. This game has got a lot of throwback songs. It has been so lovely hearing some of these songs again, not gonna lie. Like 2012 was the era of some really good music, not gonna lie. It was good. This is still very loud, Diva. We're gonna turn you down a little bit more. Where are we? Fat Lace Chase. I'm just reading what's on my screen. Sure.
Hey, your BMW M1 is finally ready.
Thank you. We love a good BMW. Let's see what else is on these radio stations. Let's see what else is on here. Yuck, okay. Oh my god, Foster the Children. Oh my lord. Oh, thank you, Anna. Oh, that's it.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hi, Neon, how are you? Thank you so much for the headpads.
In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived.
Completely forgot how much this game vibe is like Dirt 2, right? Literally. Alright, 7387. We're going, Subi.
Your car is way too good for this event. You'll have to downgrade it before the officials will let you enter.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We'll take the Volkswagen.
There's no way you'll get your car into this event. You'll need to remove some of those parts before you can enter.
How about this?
You've got talent, but your car could be better. Put some upgrades on it, and you'll stand a better chance in this event.
Hi, Shay. Welcome in, lovely. Listen to this album non-stop back in the day. Oh my god. Okay, this is an upgrade. This is an upgrade. 47,000 credits. 47,000. Modern stuff is far too linear and samey, menus and all. 47 grand for upgrades. They want you to downgrade? No, this is the upgrade. They want me to upgrade. They want me to upgrade. They wanted me to downgrade these. Like, they wanted me to downgrade the Subaru and the Volkswagen. Apparently this Mustang is too fucking quick. Actually, you know what? We'll go the Raptor.
Not so fast. That car is way too good for this event. You'll have to downgrade it before you can enter.
How much is a downgrade? How much is a downgrade?
There's no way the officials will let that car into this
$2
event.
grand.
Strip off some of those parts before you enter it.
Okay, that's $2 grand. Why so speedy? Just too quick for him, Diva. I'm just too quick. You know what? You just have to dodge, and you'll be fine. It's okay, you know? You just gotta, you know, dodge a little, and we'll be okay. It's great. It's fine. Take your time, bestie. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's fine. Alright. Let's get this shit going.
The world is watching, Shavetail. Try not to choke. And if you do, choke good.
Sure, Diva. Let's go. Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, thank you all for your check-ins, by the way. I'm so sorry. There we go. We got it. Bye-bye. Thank you, Radius, and thank you, Squid. How we going? Swift, stop braking like that. Let's see what else is on the other radio stations. Let's see. Okay, waves. Oh my god, cut copy. Bork, bork.
How you doing?
One in chat if you bork in it. I just woke up. Well, good morning! Just woke up. Thank you. Thank you, Squid. That's better. That's better.
Consistency is how you win championships.
Exactly.
Keep those points rolling in.
Exactly. How we like it. No. We're not gonna say.
Hello?
Jim Mike Low is the game louder. The game is probably loud as shit. Pre-ordered 6 last night. Hi, Sudo, how are you? Did you? Are you excited for a little Japan action? Are we excited for a little Japan action? Honestly, I'm like kind of impressed with the soundtrack that they have. I'm kind of impressed for the soundtrack this time round. We'll chuck a little bit of the soundtrack on. How about that? You know what? Radio volume. We'll chuck a little bit of the Horizon bass. The Horizon bass station on, because why not? I didn't actually look at it. Wait, you just pre-ordered and was like, yeah, $110 later, sure. Let's just do it, yeah. You're like, yeah, $110, let's just pre-order. Are these radio stations in the game? They are, yes. Those ones are. This one now? No. These are going to be in the new game. This will be on the actual radio for Horizon 6, which I'm really excited for. So glad that I've got Nina Geraci and Porter Robinson, literally. And Joji, mind you. We got Joji in a Forza Horizon game. I'm actually, like, really impressed. I mean, I didn't look at the soundtrack. Honestly, the soundtrack is going to be great, regardless. Like, any Forza game that they've brought out, they always have a really good soundtrack. They've only really started, like, promoting the soundtracks as well for each radio station as of this week, I believe. So, we only kind of knew about the music that's supposed to be coming out only now, so we should be okay. Sure, thank you. We should have started cars in Forza Horizon 6. Are you going to pick? Well, Demonic, I'm also going to say this as well, because I've played Forza Horizon, Forza Horizon 2, Forza Horizon 3, Forza Horizon 4, Forza Horizon 5, as well as Forza Motorsport. We get all the loyalty cars from the get-go. So, we have a big selection lineup of vehicles that we can already use from the get-go in the game. But, to keep it fair for the start of the game, I believe I'm going to go for something a little different, a little fun, a little quirky. You'll just have to see in a couple weeks when we play the game. I won't spoil. I will not spoil what car I will be using. New Slater and Madion? What the fuck? Excuse me? Excuse me? We are listening to that next. We are definitely listening to that next. Oh, I was not paying attention. I need to hear New Slater and Madion ASAP, please and thank you.
You will arrive at your destination.
Oops. Oh. There we go.
When you pulled up at Horizon, I admit I couldn't see you getting this far. Glad to be proved wrong. That car isn't eligible for this event.
That car isn't eligible. Shush. Shush. You know what, Anna?
Shut your fucking mouth!
Jesus. The GPS in the game is annoying. The GPS is too much. You haven't heard it either. I'll try to speedrun getting the RX-3. Good. His car is a 97 Toyota Camry. Whose car? My car? Whose car is a 97 Toyota Camry? What are we talking about? That's the car I'm gonna use. No, let's go Camry, Jesus. Gonna head to bed. All good, Aiden. Have good earpiece. Have good earpiece. Alright. Are we ready for some new Madion and new Slater chat? We're gonna do it whilst we drive in this BBS showdown. Oh, I like this so far.
You tell me which one of these pedals is the brake? Forget it. Who needs brakes?
Who needs brakes? That's a worry. That's a worry. Here we go. Oh, this sounds great so far. Ooh. Okay. I like this. Yes, later with the lyrics. Ooh. Hello? Okay. Oh, this is great. This is such a nice sound. I love this. I want to listen to the rest of this here. Favoriting this. Favoriting this.
Okay. You keep on surprising me. Pleasantly surprising me, that is.
Me and the boys at Carson Lot got some new races. If
That's a vibe. That is a vibe. I like that. I like that a lot. What do we think of that? What did we think of that? I'm afraid Tessa Bop. She a bop. She a boppity bop bop. She do be a boppity bop. New car required, sure. That's got a bit about it, Cobb. Cobb? Who's Cobb? Who's Cobb? Didn't we just listen to this? Wait, did this get added to this playlist by accident? Sure. No, this didn't get added. Okay, good. I was like, if this got added, like, I've got people that have already saved this playlist. They're gonna be like, Slater's in here. Fuck. No, I think my, what do you call it? Cider logs in the background have still got it in there, but that's alright. I'm not complaining either. I've converted another person to Slater now as well. One of my friends from work. We hung out today. We went out for lunch and did a little bit of shopping. So I introduced her to Slater and introduced her to the Slater remix.
I am under the water.
I guess you get my
Please
fresh
help me.
curry burgers
Here
and
too much
smoked
raining.
sausages now that I have returned.
Turn right.
Oh! so glad. Axologic. Well, welcome in. Welcome in.
In 100 meters, turn left.
Hope you're having a fantastic day or night.
100 meters. You will arrive at your destination.
There we go.
Your car isn't eligible.
My car isn't eligible. Bitch, we hear this all the time. We hear this all the time. Thank you. Thank you. Was Kokomo hanging with Mexi? I don't know if I'm familiar with Mexi. If I'm going to be honest. I don't think I'm too familiar with Mexi. Oh, we raided twice. Oh, well. You're probably coming from a couple raids, but welcome in. Welcome in. Mexi raided Lee. Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense. Okay. Yes, raided twice. You're now here on a car racing stream, so welcome in. Good vibes, good chills, good community. Shy girl, big windmill. Love you.
You know what? If you're too
Alright,
nervous,
let's go, Duke.
just wipe out on the first
Let's go,
bit.
Duke.
I'll give you a nudge.
Chat,
if
are
you
we
need.
a good little group? Are we a good little group? Alright, let's see how we go. Not the stare. Well, welcome in. I hope that your curry and everything tastes delicious. Oh my god, what am I doing? There we go. Curry is a flexible spice. Oh, 100% it is. I totally agree with you on that statement. I love a good curry. Carlson, get out of my way. Or you're gonna get squished. Thank you. I nearly ran into that pole. There we go. Dry rub. Oh, that sounds great, actually. Excuse me. That sounds delicious. That sounds so good. Oh, they're catching up, divas. Squinch. Squinch. Squished by my thighs after gym tonight. That was a weird statement. So sorry. I'm doing legs tonight just to make that, you know, finish off that sentence. I'm doing legs tonight at the gym. We're trying to build up those legs a little bit so they're not chickeny. So they don't look like chicken legs. Thighs are good. I need to work on my legs more, to be fair. I do feel like I neglect my legs a little bit too much at the gym, to be fair. I've never been able to drift in racing. See, I can't drift for shit either. I cannot drift in racing games. I'm not a drift queen. When I unintentionally do it is when I'm supposedly like decent. I wouldn't say I'm the best at it, but just driving in general, I'll say that I'm okay. I'm adaptable to any situation. I can drive if needed. I can definitely drive. If a racing wheel would make it easier, a racing wheel do be pricey though, as well. I think it also depends on like how you use your controller as well, and I think it also depends on what controller you use. Obviously, because I'm playing on an Xbox One S right now as well. I'm using the Xbox controller, not the Pro model. But I think once you learn different mechanics with racing games and stuff as well, because each racing game is different. That's the other thing you have to keep in mind as well, is that each racing game has its own set of mechanics. If you're playing Gran Turismo, let's just say, on like PlayStation, they have a completely different driving style and mechanic to their cars compared to what, like, I'm so sorry, Family of 5. Compared to, like, let's just say Forza Motorsport, which is supposed to be also realistic handling and driving, but they have a completely different variation of what realistic driving is. Forza Horizon 6 is supposed to have realistic handling with their cars this time round, which I am really excited to see what they've done. That's gonna be really good to see. I've heard promising things about that. I've also heard promising things about terrain management with tires and how cars handle in different terrains. I am really excited about that, to see how all that performs, because your cars are gonna matter in Horizon 6. So props to Playground Games for that one, honestly. Props to them. I'll boot up GTA and cry because everything feels like it's on ice. So GTA mechanics, I'm not too entirely sure what ones they use, but I do know if you hop on, like, let's just say a racing server or something like that on 5M, some of their handling mechanics for their cars are supposed to have true realistic handling from what developers have played around with. For the base game, I don't know. I think they've just done base standard racing, old school driving handling. I don't think they've done any tuning since the game's come out, to be fair. Back in, like, was it 2013, chat? Was it 2013 when the game came out? That would have been a year after this. So, you know, on Forza, easy drift fast as possible and tap handbrake. Only way I can drift. Yeah, it's the same with me. I can't do it for, you know, base game. Bikes have best handling because two-wheel don't trigger the constant spin-outs. Yeah, that's so fair. I mean, also, throttle control is, like, one thing as well. So, like, not always pushing it down. Especially with the brake as well. Like, slight finger taps are definitely beneficial. I did it. It was my HSC year. I can't forget. Oh, it did? Yeah, so 2013. Makes me feel young, Salty. Thank you for that. Makes me feel
You know
Wait.
the drill by now. That
Your
ride
upgraded
way
is too
fast for this
quick.
event. You'll find it hard in that car.
We recommend that
I
you
think
upgrade
should
it.
before you enter the event. Your car
Is
is
too
way
quick.
too good for this event. You'll have to
Is
downgrade
too
it before
quick.
The officials will let you
We need to
You're
upgrade.
gonna struggle in that car. I'd recommend some upgrades.
47
before you
grand,
enter.
no. How much is a downgrade?
There's no way you'll get your car into this event.
7,000. How much is a downgrade on this?
You can enter.
Oh, we just got to take it down. It's okay. Wow, thanks. No, I feel young. I feel young as shit. Because 2013, I was 14 years old. I was 14 years old, Salty. Scares me. Scares me. People say that I have an old soul, though. I think Petey... I remember Petey said something to me, like, ages ago, that, like, they believe I have, like, an old soul or something like that. There was a conversation about this. I remember this. Comes for... Not this. No, I was 18! Oh, not this. Everyone says I look like I'm 22. You do look young, though, Salty. I thought you were my age. I thought you were 27. And I was like, yippee, someone my age. I still believe that you are 27, madame. I still believe you're 27.
Dude, the girls say you look so cute on crutches. Well, girls, I won't disappoint you.
Oh. Well, we're gonna disappoint you. Music you think you feel old listening to, but when you hit those early 2000s energies for music, your body thanks you, right? Oh. Sure, okay. Getting slammed, Diva? Okay. Oh, so sorry, Houston. Swift, move out of the way. Thank you. This guy's braking. Lol. How many laps? 3 laps for her? Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, we fucked that up. That's okay then. Actually, I do want to play a new song that I found recently. Where is it? Is it in here? I'm finally home now. I can watch the Harlow show. You can watch the Harlow show. Not this. How are you, Benji? I'm going to play this. I've been vibing with this song lately. I listened to this song on loop at the gym my whole entire hour session. Such good track. Such good track. Oh fuck, we fucked up. Thank you, Maguire. And we win. Fuck yeah! Love that. That's one way of finessing.
You really pulled that one out of the bag.
That is so one way of finessing. And we got our pink wristband.
You're a man on a mission. There's a pink wristband at Race Central with your name on it. See you there.
Period. We're not going to stay in that though. What time is it? 17 past? Okay.
Hey, I wasn't really trying back there. How about we try again? Just you and me. I'll give you my car if you beat me.
Of course I do. Of course I do. Oh my god. Alright, well let's drive there. Why not? We'll drive there. We'll drive there.
In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left.
Period. Also, apparently new Kim Petras song came out today as well, chat. Apparently new Kim Petras song came out today.
400 meters.
I got a notification from Apple about it. I haven't listened to it yet. I need to hear this. So we're gonna listen to that as well at this point. Where are we? Kim Petras. Kim Petras. Jeep. May 6. Interesting. Alright. We'll listen to it. We'll listen to it. Fuck it. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. Why not? 8. We'll go 8. Alright. Let's see what this new Kim Petras song sounds like. Sure. Interesting. Interesting start. Oh, well. Interesting. This is an interesting sound. Fucking hell. No, Maguire. Long. Oh, they're catching up though. Okay, Kim Petras.
Hell, you can keep it, dude. Watch out when you're changing up to third. I think the gearbox is about to fall out.
Oh. That's great to know. That's great to know. Love that.
Hey, what's up? Your wristband is still waiting at Race Central. Come pick it up.
Alright, let's go pick it up. Why not?
Turn around
We'll go pick it
when
up.
it is safe
We'll
to
go
do
pick it up.
so.
We're doing good, chat. We're chilling. We're vibing. We're having a good time. Welcome home.
In
Yeah.
400 meters, turn left. In 400 meters, turn right.
Oh, we're turning right. Lol.
In 400 meters, turn left.
Oh, yeah, turn left at the last second.
In 100 meters, keep right.
Thanks, Anna.
Keep right. In 400 meters, turn left. Turn left.
Hey, Mr. Popular. It's Alice. How about you come drive for me in that showcase event I mentioned? It's on your map.
Diva. Can I get my wristband, please?
Hey, a pink wristband. People are starting to talk about you as a potential champion. Keep it up.
We'd love that. Cute. Now we got the pink ones. We'd love to see it. We'll save this for now. We'll save the game, chat. We'll come back to it. I want to see what from first Horizon to Horizon 4, Diva. I want to see this difference real quick. Because we had Lego. Oh. We need to close this game. That's okay. Oh, that's my full email, Diva. Pfft. Are we gonna load? Are we gonna load? We're not even loading. Are we updating? What's happening? What are we doing? Are we working? Oh, we are working. Oh, we are working. Hi, Zen. How are you?
Hello.
How are you, Zen? Hope you're doing well. Just woke up. Well, guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. We're just playing some OG Horizon just before. We're just playing some OG Horizon, and now we're just about to check out Horizon 4. Because I've got that still on here. Oh my god. The really low qual loading videos that they had for Horizon 4. The really low qual videos that they had for this. Wild. Zine. Oh my god, my old car. The Nyan Cat.
Welcome back, Jacob.
Low. Oh my god, the Nyan Cat car. Yeah, low. Oh my god. Autumn will arrive in 60 minutes. Oh my god, 60 frames. 60 frame car. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. This is so different. This is so different to like playing Horizon. This is so different to playing Horizon. Holy shit. All my cars and shit still on here as well. Crazy. Didn't they also cut the services for this as well? I think they cut the services for this, right? Where am I going? I want normal road, please and thank you. I want normal... I want to see my vehicles. What have we got? Class X. Oh my god, the Lego cars, please. We need a Lego collab again. We need a Lego collab again. We get the little Lego drivers as well. I need there to be a Lego collab again, please. It was so good.
Want a break from the ads?
It was so good. When we had the Lego collab. Actually, can I go to the Lego Island? Where is it? We'll drive to Lego Island at this point. Lego Speed Champions. Okay, here we go. We'll drive to Lego Speed Champions, chat. We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll have some fun with this. We'll have some fun with this.
In 400 meters, turn right.
Oh, where am I going?
Turn right.
One, two. Welcome back from the ads, chat. We're just driving to the Lego Island right now. Oh! I'm sorry, ZQ. Oh my god, crazy. Okay. Let's get to this Lego Island. Have a little bit of fun over there. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Tino. Everyone... Oh, because we're driving on the left side. Lol. Left side driving. Oh. What a shame, starting to like her.
In 400 meters, turn right.
Oh.
In 100 meters, turn right.
We'll bypass, that's alright.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Can I drive through that? Yes. There we go. Oh. Alright. Lego Island. Let's go to Lego Valley. I only just noticed you... Yes. And we're going to the Lego Island right now too. We're going to the Lego Island. I know this game did that. So, Benji, there is 5 different games at the moment. This is Horizon 4. Horizon 4 did a collab with Lego. And it's a full Lego Island. It is amazing that they did this. It is amazing. We'll do a full tour. We'll do a full tour, and I will drive you around. We'll have like a little moment. We'll have a little moment in the Lego car, yeah. We'll have a little moment in the Lego car. We'll do a bit of driving around. I think it would be fun. I think it'll be fun. Yeah. It'll be fun. How about I turn off all the UI actually first? Let's turn off all the UI. Where are we? Video? No. How do I turn off the UI? HUD and gameplay. Camera view. Map on. Anna off. Quick chat off. Lap time. Wrong way sign. Name over cars off. Speedometer off. Ghosts off. Skills off. Notifications off. Online events off. Driver designs off. On. Player designs on. Convoy privacy. I think that should be it. Let's have a little drive around, chat. Let's have a little drive around.
At your destination.
Oh. I have no idea where we're going, by the way. I'm just gonna follow it around. We'll see where we're going. All the Lego trees. The speed raceway. Oh, we gotta get out there, Diva. Into the Lego desert. There should be a little Lego town as well, somewhere. Oh, the Lego airport. Got the Lego airport. Drive through all the Lego flowers real quick to get to the Lego buildings. There we go. Oh God, there we go. Little Lego buildings with the little Lego people. Oh my God. God, they're cute. God, they're so fucking cute. Like, they've done so many different collabs over the years. For like different islands or shit. It's been like so good to see. It's been so good to see. But yeah, it's cute. It's cute. They've done like a whole lot of different collabs and stuff. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm really keen to see what they're doing this year with Horizon for the new game. I think it's going to be very much excite. It's going to be very much excite for the game. Have we got the other games as well? I think we've got the other games too. Let's have a look. What have we got? Apps 19. No, we need games. See full library. What have we got? So apparently we don't have Horizon 2, but I do remember playing Horizon 2. I do remember it being on my catalog somewhere. But Horizon, Horizon 3, Horizon 4, Horizon 5, Motorsport 7. Actually, can we play? No, I don't have it installed. That's okay. But yeah, we have like a... I actually have a full whole bunch of games on Xbox that we can like literally delve into. Hi Apple, how are you? Lovely. Thank you for your check-in. I hope you're doing well. Chat, we're probably gonna wrap up, to be honest. We're probably gonna wrap up. I wanna go get ready for gym and go do stuff for leg day. Also, Harlow, yes. What's up? What's up, Diva? What's happening? What's happening? I need a fast fix. I need it drastic. No, Crank goes the trolley. Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe so. You know what? Yes. No. Well, I can't stream all the time, Benji. I can't stream all the time, Benji. Crank it. Only halfway. Only halfway crank, you know? Only halfway crank. It's great. It's great. What vibe do you guys want? Thank you for the head pats. I appreciate it. What vibes do you want? We've got... We have... Arc Raiders? If Arc Raiders, we've got... Thank you so much for the follow. We have Arc Raiders. We've got Dead by Daylight. That's pretty much it. Arc Raiders or Dead by Daylight, chat. Nothing beats a Crank It holiday. Yes, this says crank as well. That is a low crank. What is that playing on? Hello? Oh, that's playing on the music line. Okay. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so quiet. Up to you. I don't mind sending yous anywhere. It's up to what y'all feel like vibing to. Actually, you know what? We haven't said hi to Future in a hot minute. Thank you so much for the posture check. My back is just... Ooh. What the fuck is Future doing? I'm honestly just sitting here vibing to music. We love a bit of music. We love a bit of music. How about we send it off to Future? It's been a hot minute. And also, if they're going to be playing new map stuff, also, I shouldn't be tired because I want to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. But as Bad Cat, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. And they just finished up with a raid, so we might go and show them some love. Chat, socials today, if you guys want to follow on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, X, because we have X back. Yes. Any of the socials, they're all a part of the Guns link, as well as Mixcloud and SoundCloud. If you guys have not heard the new Fuck My Computer X Crank edit, that's all up on the SoundCloud. Also, !D if you guys want to join the Discord and or join it. There is a lovely little application process, but that's okay. We'll let y'all in regardless. Dick Sword, yes. Also, raid messages. If you guys are sub to the channel, you can copy the first one. If not, that is completely fine. You can copy the second raid message. Chat, we're going to go say hi to Future Dabs. They are playing some Arc Raiders. They're a lovely friend of ours of the community. So I think we should go show some love to them. I have been live for a little bit, but I'm assuming they're just going to be vibing, chilling, doing some more raids and whatever else. So, yeah, I appreciate you all for this week. Lee, thank you for the raid. Thank you all for the follows. And thank you for the resubs and shit tonight. I love and appreciate you all. I'll see you guys next week. Might do some Arc Raiders next week. I might see if some friendos want to do some RV there yet. I've never played the game, but I think it would be fun. I think it'd be cute. I think it'd be fun and fresh. So we might try and organize that for next week. We'll see. But chat, for now, love and appreciate y'all. Go say hi to Future for me. Bye, Lee. You know what, Lee? You know what you should do tonight? You should crank it, Diva. I'll see you all later. Bye, chat. Nah, I'm good. Lee, you better crank it. You better.
I gotta check on Saint, and then I guess a bit more of this. The Solid Stream, BRB.
Turn right, please.